Well, somebody's pointing the finger at another man when the fingers is pointed at him. As we all know, Victor Conte has been feeling the heat as of late. As you all know, Terence Crawford going to be facing Canelo and Benavidez September 13th in Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada. And we all know that Terence Crawford is affiliated with Victor Conte. And the snack has come down to scrutiny because of the past of Victor Conte. Fair or not, whatever y'all wanna, whatever side of the fence y'all on. But Victor Conte is now pointing the finger and wants us to question David Benavidez and his affiliation with Memo Heredia. As you all know, Memo Heredia has similar the reputation of Victor Conte. He had his past of, distributing performance-enhancing drugs and things of that nature. But the difference between Victor Conte and Memo Heredia is that Memo actually stays quiet, stays in the back. He doesn't bring attention to himself, thus not bringing attention to his fighters. But should the people that's questioning Victor Conte and suspicious of Victor Conte bring that same questioning and suspicions towards Memo Heredia and the fighter that he's been working with? Because we all know when David Benavidez did fight Devin Andre, David Benavidez was working with Memo Heredia. We didn't hear nothing about it. Maybe because people felt that it was the level of the playing field. Devin Andre, the two division champion, works with Victor Conte and Snack. So probably people didn't want to bring it to light because it was the level of the playing field. He got Memo, you got Snack. But as we all know, also Memo is working with Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin is trying to lock down a deal with Virgil Ortiz. Hopefully it's finalized because I believe it's a good fight. But even people that have been in YouTube, and there's channels out there that be like, yo, why you don't question Virgil Ortiz for being on Snack? Now people are going to question Erickson Lubin. But now, we've been trying to figure out why Canelo and Benavidez doesn't want to fight David Benavidez, right? We've been trying to figure that out. A lot of people have been holding Canelo and Benavidez to the fire. Why not face David Benavidez? And Canelo and Benavidez truly never made excuses in talking about size and weight and rehydration. But you remember when he had that interview, Canelo and Benavidez, when they presented that fight towards him, right? And he said that basically David Benavidez rehydrates 25 pounds and things of that nature. So he was looking at his height. Is it that Canelo Alvarez wouldn't want to fight David Benavidez because he knows that he's in the gym with Memo Heredia? Now, some people are going to be like, well, he shouldn't care about that because he's with Eddie Reynoso, and Eddie Reynoso, almost all his high-profile fighters have got caught with PEDs. So that's the level of the playing field right there. Even though that Canelo Alvarez did pop for computerol, and then they checked the hair follicle test that Victor Conte actually required Canelo Alvarez to do, and he passed that. Even Victor Conte believes in Canelo Alvarez that he wasn't dirty, or voluntarily tried to be dirty, right? Contaminated meat. He believed in that. So even Victor Conte gave Canelo Alvarez a pass. So, but the question is, if we're keeping that same energy with Victor Conte, should we keep the same energy with Memo Heredia and the fighter that he's affiliated with? Now, the difference between Memo and Victor Conte is that Victor Conte publicly said that he is knowledgeable to circumvent test. Seems like that Memo Heredia, as he tweets, as Victor Conte tweet, seems like Memo Heredia may know the same science, how to circumvent test. So he's pointing the finger. He's pointing the finger. He's feeling the heat. Hey, what about him? What about him? Y'all trying to get me in trouble, but what about him? Memo Heredia never did an interview and said that he could do that, circumvent test. We don't know the relationship of Memo Heredia and Vada, right? We don't know the relationship with them. Maybe he does, maybe he don't. But that's the nature of Memo. Memo don't talk too much. He don't bring attention to himself, so we don't question it. Because at the end of the day, the boxing fans truly do not want to question these fighters that they love and admire and respect, because we just want to pay attention to the fight. You know what I'm saying? The thing is why people talk about certain fighters as snack is because look what we're talking about right now. Victor Conte is highly, highly vocal. He the one that put that plaster, the negative test of Devin Haney, the negative test of Terence Crawford, which eventually y'all already know if he said that he could circumvent the test, and people feel like he's still affiliated with VADA, even though that he said he's not. But we all know the background. That is irrelevant to post the test because people believe that he could pass the test. He still have the same protocols in taking blood from his fighters and knowing what's in his fighters' system or whatever, the same protocols he had in Balco. So, I mean, a lot of people haven't given Victor Conte the benefit of the doubt yet. But because of the fighters that he's aligned with, and a lot of people respect, like guys like Terence Crawford, is why I think a lot of people right now at the moment is actually giving Victor Conte the benefit of the doubt because they're giving Terence Crawford the benefit of the doubt, feel like he's a constant professional, honorable guy, honorable fighter, honorable professional, and they don't want to put that coat on or the suspicious coat and questioning on Terence Crawford. But if it was somebody that they hate, such as, let's talk about David Benavidez and the issue with the Mise Andre. Did David Benavidez had undetected PEDs versus the Mise Andre? How much you want to bet that? Some people are going to be like, no, come on, stop. Because you know why? Because the Mise Andre probably doesn't have a community of fans in the YTBC, in the YouTube boxing community or social media to actually debunk narratives and things of that nature. I've been in this community for quite some time, and there's a lot of channels out there that does not like the Mise Andre. So why people's going to give the Mise Andre the benefit of the doubt if they were suspicious of David Benavidez? As we all know, leading up to that fight, there was a couple of hiccups in negotiations in which the Mise Andre was actually going to pull out from that fight. I believe that 5 weeks into the fight, because they was trying to test David Benavidez. The testing agent didn't get a hold of David Benavidez in 2 weeks leading up to leading up to camp. The first 2 weeks of camp, he didn't get tested. And the Mise Andre was willing to pull out from that fight because he feel like there was some sketchy stuff going on. But was it, or what was it? I mean, again, it's hard to question and be suspicious of David Benavidez with Memo because people are gonna say, well, the Mise Andre is with Victor Conte, so why bring it to light? But it's something that Conte knows about Memo that we don't know. It is something that is deeper than that. But the question is, should we hold Memo Heredia accountable just like we hold Victor Conte accountable and not give Memo a pass, nor the guys that he's affiliated with? Let me know what y'all think. This is Conjuring Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. Love you, God bless, and on to the next.